cracking, guys? Omar Esop here, back with another video. In this video today, we're talking all about the musculature as it relates to the back, building a thicker back. We've talked about building a wider back. In 2016, I did damn near over 10,000 pull-ups, and the result, I grew my back. It got wider. That's because when it comes to pull-ups, they're amazing for growing your lats. In this video today, I want to tackle another area. You've also heard I had Alpha Destiny, Alex featured. We talked about the traps, rack pulls above the knee. And I want to talk about the muscle group that doesn't get nearly enough love, certainly when it comes to strength, but not when it comes to aesthetics. The erectors, which run all the way up your spine. They are super important. They are, you see the bottom bodybuilders where they're lean. The erectors, where we talk about the lumbar region where it looks almost like a Christmas tree, but they run all the way up, and you'll notice they almost look like thick cords on those that are quite lean. We only need to take a look at those that deadlift a hell of a lot of weight to see that they have very developed erectors all the way up their spine. It's something that separates good erectors, let's say someone that clearly lifts, like lifts actual heavy weight, from someone that, you know, maybe does physique, maybe does some bodybuilding style movements. Building impressive erectors takes a lot of effort, takes a lot of time. I'm going to talk about a particular movement that you probably are familiar with, the stiff leg deadlift, but done correctly to build the erectors. See, when it comes to the function of these little guys right here that run all the way up your spine, the most important one is stabilizing that spine. They can assist with extension, flexion, so that means leaning over, extending, overly extending your body with a load, so think back extensions. But most importantly, they stabilize the spine, so they prevent it from doing those movements. So on a front squat, they actually use your thoracic extensors, are used a lot to keep your bar is up here. You're trying to keep the elbows as high as possible, your back from folding. So actually, they have a passive role when it comes to front squats. The same idea, we can then extend it, shitty pun intended, all the way over to the deadlift, where the erectors, their true function is to keep that back stable so you can use the rest of your lower body, the glutes, the hamstrings, the quads, to lift that weight. It's essentially responsible for your back not folding over on the deadlift. So if you notice that in any event you do the deadlift and you go from a neutral position to kind of that scared cat, we want to work on those erectors. Besides, let's say aesthetics, there is a very functional use for them. We want to target them specifically. How are we going to do that? Like I said, stiff leg deadlifts for high volume, high sets, a little bit probably heavier weight than you're used to, and we're just going to do a hell of a lot of that, focusing the, I guess if you want to say the trick or the big hot tip in this video, slow eccentrics. I'm not talking about 5 seconds, I'm talking a couple seconds on the way down. You'll see actually progressively when I demonstrate the stiff leg deadlift, I'm actually doing a variation where it's not quite super stiff leg. I'm trying to keep the tension on the back, I'm trying to keep the back flat. Honestly, reviewing the footage, I could have done a little bit of a better job. Where you place the bar is up to you, so if you want to just bar in normal position when you deadlift, so bar over midfoot, you can also put it a little further away from you, which will increase, let's say, the tension when it comes to those erectors. But the key point is to do a normal rep on the way up, control it on the way down. As the sets go on, I basically took a little bit longer on the way down to demonstrate the different variations and styles that you can do. I believe it was a count of 2 or 3 seconds on the way down on the last set of 8 repetitions. So I did 5 sets of 8 reps. That's 40 total repetitions. If you look at the total time under tension, which is a huge mechanism when it comes to hypertrophy, that's a lot of time under tension. The third set took maybe 40 seconds total to do. That's a lot of time that your back has to be held in that proper neutral position. Your erectors are getting a lot of stimulation. I think they already get a decent amount when it comes to the deadlift, but most of us, let's face it, the deadlift, we want to get stronger in it. We want to be explosive. We start from a dead stop, so we don't have a lot of time under tension, and that's not a bad thing. We want to be explosive. We want to go fast. So it makes sense to throw in a variation that more properly targets the erectors. Try the stiff leg deadlifts when it comes to doing or trying to grow your erectors. If you want to throw in a bonus in addition to that, the other one I will add would be long pause, front squats, 5 seconds on the way up, 5 seconds on the way down. I learned this from my boy Greg Knuckles. When it comes to the thoracic extensors, this you have to make sure that your elbows are as high as possible. This is another variation you can do. Try these movements out. Again, we talked a lot about the lats on this channel. We also talked about the traps when it comes to back development. Let's talk about the actual erectors. Try this out. Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked the video, I'm looking right at you. Like the damn video. I'll be seeing all you guys, my rascals, in that next video. Peace.